That's what we'll do. We'll do Predator because he's a little bit harder, and I want to show you guys that it's possible to get the basics of Predator down. Oh, that's a really cool picture. We'll use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this down into simple shapes. I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to work kind of fast, a little messy, and I'm just going to start building just little bit by little bit. We're just going to just kind of add on and use shapes. We're going to build this dude's mask. Do not be afraid to make mistakes at this point in the game. Normally I wouldn't draw the eyes, but because it's an odd shaped mask, it doesn't really follow like a human style head. Yeah. Yeah, just, this is called your gesture, and what you really want here is the action. You want to bring kind of what's happening out. Looking over here. Close that shoulder, yeah. Show the connection. Got this. I think it's like a gun or something. Arm comes down. That's about as much of the image as I can actually see, to be honest. His armor. And you can see this is just messy. This is just messy, 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 messy. That's what you want, because what we're going to do is when we go back over it, we're going to pick and choose the lines that we want. So like right here, when I do the torso, I am going to do the anatomy. I am going to draw the ribs down and plan it out. But off this, it's more abstract. I'm starting with this guy. I want to do more, whatchamacallit? How do I describe it? Think of it like a sculptor sculpting clay. I'm adding pieces of clay on. I'm adding parts of the picture on little bit by little bit. So now I'm just going to start kind of planning where this stuff goes. And as you can see, even an idiot like me is making this vaguely resemble a predator. So I see a circle. I see a circle in the plasma gun thingy. So I added it because there is like a circular part to the weapon there. And that's really the key, is just adding the shapes that you see to it. Don't try to draw the thing as a whole, but use the basic shapes. But yeah, liquid, there's like really no right way to draw. I mean, it really is whatever works for you. That's actually because I was asking a guy today. I don't know if he wants to be called out on stream or not. Let's just say that he's a professional artist and he's really good and he's a really cool guy. And I was just bugging the crap out of him today, just picking his brain all day as much as I could. And that's the thing he said to me was, you know, it's you got to find it your way and do it your way because you're different than everyone else. And it makes sense because it's the same with martial arts. Like, you're gonna learn the techniques from your I guess, for, you know, in my art it's a sensei or a sifu or just a teacher or a mister, whatever you want to call him, a coach. You're going to learn what they have and then you're going to make it your own. And that's how you know the difference between somebody who's good at something and somebody who just kind of does something. The image is cut off back here, but I'm gonna add some like wires. I think it would look sweet. But yeah, normally what so if I needed to, I could you start kind of everything off with what's called a gesture, and that's just getting the action. And some people do stick figures. I've literally seen this for like comic books and stuff like that. Obviously not this bad, but then they just start building kind of the shapes off that, and then they start adding kind of the same way I do. Like they add like these pipe people, and then they add like a neck or something like that. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's give him pointy ears. Batman. But yeah, they just kind of start adding on to it that way. And that totally works for some people. I totally just ignored the skeleton that was there. Batman. Whatever. So some people do that, and that totally works. A lot of times I found in what works for me is kind of a hybrid. I use the shapes and the pipes when I need them, but I build off in fast, squiggly, free-flowing lines, especially for comic book style art, because you want to capture the energy of what's happening as best you can, because the more you add ink, the more you add color in those hard lines, the more the energy starts to kind of become static and less exciting. So this right here is just really important in making it feel like just making it feel like a believable picture. By the way, I have no reference for this down here. Any of this down here, this is all just off the top of my poopy head. Some of these lines, you're like, man, like, Hero, you're going everywhere. Some of these lines can actually become very useful for you later, believe it or not. Bob Ross, happy accidents. They can learn to serve you well. Or you can learn to have them serve you well. I don't know how that saying goes. Whatever, but you get the point. Okay, so this is the side where the fishnet stuff is. So let's just give him... We'll just throw these on here so we're marking kind of where that pattern is. I'm not looking forward to drawing fishnets. It's going to be perfectly honest. And some of the net hangs off like over here. It's cool for him. It kind of has like this grainy feel to it. Kind of like a turtleneck. Kind of like a really loose turtleneck. And he's got a plate. Like a plate that kind of dips over the armor. Right there, and that's where that cord comes out of. I don't even know where it goes. It's kind of hard to tell in the picture. I think it goes to the gun. We'll make it go to the gun. And you just got to use what you got. And you got to believe and just put some work into it. Put some time into it. You got to develop muscles. You got to develop thought processes. But it's all achievable. If I can do this, anybody can do it. And then you work hard enough and you become one of those people that can draw something like this in like 10 seconds. There we go. Round that out a little bit. That'll look a little bit better. So sometimes after looking away from my reference, I'll start to make changes to the picture for the sake of the picture. It's not so important to draw exactly what you see, but to just make a good picture. If that means drawing exactly what you see, then that's cool. But you know, it's all about what's going to make the picture look good. Oh, there's this like really cool little side area right there. Got these cords coming off of it. Guy's got a lot of cords in his costume. Man, he's so menacing looking. Predator is truly a fearsome foe. He's got some of these like dreadlinks. The fact that he has dreadlocks is just even cooler to me. So yeah, this stage we're not trying to draw anything too technical. We're just trying to put it where it goes. So it's more angular. We're gonna have to do quite a bit of texturing and some other stuff to make this look right. This is really cool, really fun actually. So if you're ever scared to do something, like I was totally intimidated to do a Predator, I never would have wanted to do this in a million years because it's a complicated drawing. That's when you know you need to do something, because it's gonna force you to learn and grow as a person. But like, think of challenges as like almost like a blessing. I'll tighten that mask up a little bit. I think this is the guy from AVP. Can't remember. It's been forever since I watched that movie. Got a whole bunch of like marks and like damage like to the helmet because he's been wearing it for so long. So yeah, that is how a drawing starts. At least that's how I start my drawings. Know which way I want him. There we go. I am Predator. I am scary. Well done, sir. Yeah. So the way I would do it, and I know a lot of people, they have different techniques, and I'm gonna get so much hate on YouTube for this, for doing it my way. But I'm gonna drop it down to 30. I'm gonna use a slightly different brush that I made. So I'm gonna bump that up to 20. I'm gonna go with a really rough surface, which is why I'm using the pencil tool. And because it's a little darker, this is when I'm gonna start making like more corrections and start stylizing it my way more. And you can see how just, I mean, it's still a gray, it's just a much darker gray, so it stands out better. And that just allows me to get those details a little bit better in some areas like this where it's a little more crowded with gray lines. And the object with this for me is more clarification than it is like actual drawing. When I get good enough, I think I can probably skip this step and go straight to inking. But I'm not there yet. So I got to use this to kind of set up my shots, so to speak. Got like this funky area right there. I can see that. It's got a, the photo's really dark, so it's hard to see like all the detail lines. Guess I really don't need to. You just draw the shading areas. Actually, completely drew that wrong. Yeah, they are making another Predator movie. Kind of excited about it. I wasn't really thrilled with the AVP. Like, they were okay. They were entertaining. But I really like the idea of them fighting. I just don't think it's been done well on screen yet. And I would rather just have another Alien and another Predator. Which we just had Alien Covenant, which I haven't seen yet. I hope it's good. I need to see it soon. I like to watch movies after it comes out because I don't like to hear all the hype about it. So that way it doesn't ruin it for me, because a lot of times hype, it kills the movie. This part's actually more like this. Got a double line, goes down, and then he's got like this weird layered, like padded armor thing. And actually, this machine comes more edge here than I'd previously thought. That's probably where we will call the stream, people. I'm glad that the drawing streams got a good response. I was really worried about it. Really worried about it. So anyways, we take this whole thing, and then eventually we get into you know, like an ink layer. And I'll probably dumb this down to, like, I'll turn the opacity down so it's a little bit lighter even still when I go back to do kind of the inks that we were talking about earlier. What I started on Skeletor, all the really dark, actually I will actually make it black. All right guys, once again, thank you so much for hanging out. It is late. I'm sure you guys want to go to bed. Yeah, and Predator. It'll look cool. It'll look cool. Thank you guys so much for watching me jump around like an idiot. You guys are great. I'm gonna end the stream, and I hope you guys all have